You've got all these AI CEOs telling the public that they're going to basically put half of them out of work. 50% job loss. That's what they've been saying. Dario just did an interview where he doubled down. He's not walking it back at all. So you have, by their own acknowledgement, these AI CEOs saying that, yeah, we trained our models using all of humanity's collective knowledge that was basically assembled over hundreds or even thousands of years. Humans put it on the internet for free. Everyone made their contribution. They certainly didn't do that thinking they're going to put themselves out of work, okay? And then these AI companies trained on all that data, and now they're basically saying they're going to use it to put, Americans out of work. Now, obviously, when you repeat that message over and over again, ordinary Americans are going to say, what's in this deal for me?
Yes, I need to get something out of this.
Yeah. Meantime, at this price, Elon Musk officially becomes the first trillionaire of the human race. Our next guest was an early investor in SpaceX twice at two different funds. Joining us this morning in a CNBC exclusive is Gavin Baker, currently managing partner and CAO at Atreides Management, a large shareholder of SpaceX. He's been tweeting actively today. Gavin, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Talk about this moment. How does it feel?
It feels like a point in a journey. This is not the end. I think it's a new beginning of what's hopefully even a more exciting journey to Moon, to Mars, to orbital compute. But it is special to be here at Starbase with the launch towers behind us.
Google is trying to bankrupt OpenAI and Anthropic.
I haven't heard this. Interesting. What's the logic here?
Imagine you're Google. You're seeing search volume, organic search dropping every day. People are not going to Google search anymore. What are they doing? They're just going into their LLM. Hey, Google, or Gemini, tell me about X, Y, and Z. Hey, Anthropic, tell me about X, Y, and Z. How much less searching are you doing on Google because you can just ask Claude for a much more detailed explanation?
So AI works for food, essentially. That food is energy. Yeah. Exactly. And so since they are falling from the sky, from the sun, for free, we just don't know how to capture them. As we get good at capturing them, the cost of feeding them goes to zero. And then once you make that first round of robots, if they're free to feed, then their labor essentially becomes free once they can start using that energy to go harvest the next round of resources, to build the next round of robots. And so energy costs go to zero, labor costs go to zero, and now you can basically have anything you want.
What is a data center? In my world, in the commodities world, I look at the data center as the exact same thing as a refinery. In a traditional hydrocarbon refinery, you put oil in, crude oil in, you refine it into jet fuel or gasoline for your car. With a data center, you put electricity in, and on the other end, instead of gasoline or jet fuel, out comes photons or tokens or intelligence, whatever you want to call it. But it's the same thing. Big capital intensive asset, $50 billion per gigawatt. And power, just like electricity, just like oil, is the input to that refinery.
So my guess is that they're probably going to wait until the Anthropic IPO is done to really start hammering them hard with the latest and greatest models. This way, they can unload Anthropic at a huge valuation, get a crazy amount of equity return, and then absolutely fuck them hard. I'm sorry for my colorful language, but that is what I'm seeing. They're going to basically research and develop the crap out of their own models, let these guys go public, and then that's when the real competition begins.
He said there is roughly 33 employees in SpaceX that when this thing goes public today, they're not executives, they're not C-suites, they're not VPs, they're not directors, they're not even managers. They're just regular employees that have been there for many, 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 many years when nothing was going on and everything was breaking, that will be getting somewhere between $200 to $400 million.
No way.
What do you mean?
Collectively?
No, individually are
it.
each getting $200 to $400 million.
Stop it. You're talking about regular workers.
Regular. They're not C-suites. They're not VPs. They're not directors.
When I read that, I thought Grok had written the prospectus because we know AI is subject to hallucinations. This is a hallucination. I mean, I don't know if it's a banker who wrote it, I would be embarrassed to even put that number out. I mean, it's a big market. Why do you need to make up a number? A number so large that it destroys your credibility. It's a big market. It could be 4 trillion, 5 trillion, and that by itself would make it one of the biggest total addressable markets out there. The 26 trillion collectively for AI is fiction.
Like, I mean, I just like, and a friend of mine was like, oh, it's okay, because then AI will make all the money, and then, no one will need to work, and we can just sit around. I'm like, oh, that worked great with welfare, didn't it? I mean, just the psychological consequences of uselessness, of not participating, are devastating. I mean, the suicide rate goes up when people retire, right?
When men retire.
When men retire, particularly, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's much more likely for men than for women. Women, I think, are fine with retirement.
I think they're not okay when their husband retires.
If you're making Frankenstein, here's an idea. Stop making Frankenstein. Unplug it. You are in charge of this monster, but you're acting as if you can't stop the monster while you're building the monster. What is it, Dario?
Dude, it's ridiculous. I mean,
it doesn't stand to logic.
Last week, they published this blog saying that recursive self-improvement could end the world. Therefore, we need a pause. What did they do the previous month? They hired Andre Karpathy to run recursive self-improvement at Anthropic. They're complete hypocrites.
The message is nuts.
One of them ends in 45 million people dead. And that I cannot get people on board with that. One is where people who understand how the economic game, how financialization is played, they will win more than everybody else. But the British Empire brought to you by people who did this same scam. Pretty fucking incredible. Pretty fucking incredible. The American Empire brought to you by people who run the scam. Pretty fucking incredible. The China stopped killing people. They lifted 400 million people out of poverty. Brought to you by the same fucking scam. Pretty fucking incredible. So you've got one scam. It's a fucking scam. But holy shit, while they scam you, they make everything better. One scams you and fucking murders you dead.
We were talking to a friend at dinner the other night, and he said, everybody here has tried to get ChatGPT to do something illegal. I can see if you can get me this for free, if you can hack the back end or extract whatever. And one of our friends who works building data centers said he'd used some off-label Chinese model that's run locally on his computer and didn't mean to get it to do something illegal, but it did. So he wanted to try and see if they could screenshot all of this different data, and it's thinking, I can't do that, thinking, I can't do that, thinking, oh, there's an API that's open on the back end. I can just pull the entire website out, and now he's got 9,000 pieces of data that are completely illegal to have.